A shell made up of 4 sections is how an aerial firework is created. The container, a cylinder-shaped piece of pasted paper and string. The stars are cylinders, cubes, or spheres with a sparkler-like composition. The center of the shell contains the bursting charge. Kind of resembles a firecracker. And just below the shell is a tiny cylinder that houses the lifting charge. This is the fuse that acts as a timer to ensure that the shell bursts at the proper altitude. A mortar fires the shell into the air. The mortar could consist of a short steel pipe that explodes inside to propel the shell once a lifting charge of black powder is ignited. The lifting charge ignites the fuse inside the shell when it fires to propel it. As the shell ascends to the proper altitude, the fuse burns, igniting the bursting charge and causing the explosion. Some stars even contain chemicals that produce unusual sound effects. The use of potassium chlorate produces a louder sound, where the use of bismuth produces a crackling or popping effect. Other compounds can be tightly packed into a tube to produce a slow burn. As a result, the gas slowly escapes, producing a whistling sound. According to several historians, ancient Liuyang, China, is where fireworks were first created in the 2nd century BC. The first firecrackers were bamboo stalks, which would burst with a bang when dropped into a fire due to the bamboo's hollow air pockets scorching. These organic firecrackers were thought to ward off evil spirits by the Chinese back then. However, the moment when fireworks were discovered is actually unclear. One set of sources claim that they were discovered 2,000 years ago, while another dates the discovery to the Song dynasty's 9th century. That's between 960 and 1279. There might be some misunderstanding here between the discovery of gunpowder and the creation of the firecracker. Firecrackers are credited with being created around 1,000 years ago by a Chinese monk by the name of Li Tian, who lived in the Hunan province city of Liuyang. Chinese people have a festival April 18th to commemorate the origin of fireworks. To accomplish this, they make sacrifices for Li Tian. In order to worship Li Tian, the locals built a temple during the Song dynasty. Fireworks are thought to frighten away evil spirits both now and in earlier times. The loud booms of firecrackers are thought to scare the ghosts and evil spirits away. So fireworks, therefore, are very significant and are employed in celebrations of birth, death, and other occasions. Chinese New Year is a festive occasion with plenty of fireworks as a representation of the arrival of the new year, free of evil spirits. The world's primary fireworks production center, though, is still located in the Hunan province city of Liuyang. Many critics assert that firecrackers are made in China to take advantage of the affordable and easy accessible labor. It's important to keep in mind that fireworks have a history here, though, that dates back in China thousands of years. As a result, contemporary slavery and the pay gap between East and West were not issues until much later than the fireworks business. Now, talking about fireworks, the development of colorful fireworks can be traced back to an older, perhaps Han Dynasty or shortly thereafter, Chinese practice of using chemicals to produce colored smoke and flames. Such a use may be found in publications from the 14th century that detail how to make military signal smokes in a variety of colors using various recipes that include low nitrate gunpowder. Arsenical sulfide was used for yellow, copper acetate for green, lead carbonate for lilac white, and mercurius chloride for white. To produce color, a firework requires 3 key components: an oxidizer, a fuel, and a chemical mixture. The oxidizer breaks the chemical bonds in the fuel, releasing all the stored energy in those bonds. All you need is a spark of the fire in the form of a fuse or a direct flame to start this chemical reaction. An element releases energy in the form of light as it burns because the excitation of its electrons occurs. At various light wavelengths, different compounds burn. Today, deep red colors are produced by strontium and lithium compounds, blue colors by copper, Silver or white colors by magnesium and titanium. Orange colors by calcium. Yellow pyrotechnics by sodium. And green colors, they come from barium. Chlorine produces neon green or turquoise flames when combined with copper or barium. Evidently, blue, though, is the hardest color to make. These chemicals are used to make pyrotechnic stars, which are often launched into the sky via aerial shell. Now, the configuration of the star pellets inside of an aerial shell determines the pattern that it creates in the sky. You'll witness an aerial display of smaller star explosions, evenly spaced in a circle, if the pellets inside of it are arranged in a circle with black powder inside the circle. You draw the outline of the desired figure with the star pellets, surround them collectively with a layer of break charge to simultaneously separate them from the rest of the shell's contents, and then insert explosive charges inside those pellets to blow them outward into a very specific, sizable figure. The timing of each charge's ignition is critical. Otherwise, the entire operation fails. Some of these operations are fairly small, but some are extremely large. James Cowden Weidman, Eric Krug, Ed MacArthur, and Tim Borden, all from the United States, set the record for the largest aerial fireworks shell on February 8, 2020 in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. It weighed 2,797 pounds. That's 1,268 kilograms. The shell had a diameter of 1.44 meters. That's 4 feet, 8.75 inches. And it was made of 82.07 kilometers or 51 miles of gummed paper tape. It contained 380 individual comet fireworks, and it had a shell that was 17.78 centimeters or 7 inches thick. A large mortar tube that measured 5 foot 2 inches in diameter, that's 1.57 meters, and 7.2 meters or 26 feet in depth had to be specifically built for the purpose of launching this massive firework into the air. The record-breaking shell concluded the firework display of Steamboat Springs 2020 Winter Carnival. It was absolutely amazing. If you have the opportunity, look it up on YouTube. World record, largest aerial firework, Steamboat Springs. It's absolutely amazing. These are interesting things with JC.